Hello everyone and welcome back to this Crowfall guide. Today I'm going to tell you, talk about worlds. What world should you play on and why? And what is the world? I mean, you probably just bought the game and you're a bit like curious or don't know what's happening because you just created your character and now you click play and the next thing it's going to ask you about is what world do you want to play on? But that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. As you can see, you have 4 tabs. You have the player world, you have the starting world, you have the faction versus faction, and you have the guild versus guilds. Let's take it from a start. Player world is basically kingdoms that you can create by yourself or you can join other kingdoms. For example, this is my kingdom. It's called YouTuber Dvalin, and everyone who's watching this video are free to visit my kingdom and go in and, walk around or even stand there and wait. And maybe sometimes I will go to my own kingdom and I will see you in there, stuff like that. It could be fun. I even have PvP enabled in there, so that means we can kill each other in there. We don't lose any gear, but it's more just like fun. So I could do, for example, competitions. I could on my stream saying let's go in and have some really cool competitions in there for winning a giveaway, for example. Then we have the starting world, which is the ones you want to start on when you're creating your character. When you create a character, it starts as level 1, as you can see here, and then you want to choose where you want to play. This is just for only the world, you can say, like do you want to play on Europe or US or Brazil, Australia? It's all up to you. But for example, I like to play on Europe 1 because I feel like that's the server with most people since it's the number 1. But it actually tells you here in the right corner how many people are on right now. I think every server right now has light, so all servers are good. And then you can also see here which season is it. So in this one, it's actually right now spring, and down here it's actually right now summer. This is changing how the world looks. So for example, if it had a winter or something like that, there would be snow, but here it actually has spring, and well, what was this one? Spring, and this one had summer. So for example, then I would click on Europe 1 and I would say enter campaign. But this is the one where you want to start as a new player. This is where you start leveling. This is where you start questing up, getting up to max level and getting strong. You can see this is your playground. This is where you have fun. And as you can see here, PvP is enabled and you're allowed to have all your things from your inventory here. Another thing you can do here is you can click on, for example, the world 1 here. Then you can say map and scoreboard, and it will show you the maps of the zones. For example, here we have the Earth Temple, the Sun Temple, the Moon Temple. This is all depending on what faction you have chosen. So if we take the Earth Temple, this is where I will be landing because I am in this, you can say, Earth faction or Forest faction, whatever you call them. And this is where I would spawn. I would basically spawn down here in the basement, run out here and be in this starter city. You have a bank over here, you have vendors selling stuff here, mount vendors, and then you have quests to walk around and basically try the game. It's trying thing. You can say it's like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. Then let's go back to the world view, because then this is the first taste of the end game in this game. Then from the Earth Temple I can teleport to the Arboreum, Sun Temple can teleport all the way over to here, the Solarium, and the Moon Temple can go all the way over to Lunarium. It's pretty cool, right? Then in each of these zones you have like outposts and stuff you can capture. For example, here you can see down here we have different forts, different cities. You can see this one is right now controlled by our own factions. This is small outpost, this one here, that is right now claimed by us. You can see here it's captured by the Earth faction, and you can like see around if there's any conquest or any outpost which has not been controlled yet. But these zones are very dominated by its own faction because we can teleport directly to it. But the middle one is the one that is supposed to be the fun one, the one where people actually learn how to do PvP in this game. Because here we have a war between all the 3 factions. This is like the middle of the fun. So here we can see we have a fort that is controlled by the moon right now. Here we have a fort controlled by the sun. And over here we have by the earth. And every time someone is holding bases, it gives point over time. So for example, if we say leaderboards, we can see here conquest that right now Earth is winning with 74 points, and we have currently this many buildings of each things. It's pretty cool. It's very cool. And here you have events, so that's like event where you can do, this is like the hot zones. So right now it tells us in sky point on coordinate N17. So you can see coordinate N17 and well, okay, it's over here. So this you can see here where it's like hot right now. Everything you do here, you're gonna get, as you can see, loot, experience, skinning are multiplied. So basically, if you grind here, you're gonna get a lot of rewards. But trust me, there's gonna be both enemies and friends over there because you're all fighting 3 factions. So you can meet anything over there. But that's basically just to tell you that you have your cities, your tutorial places, then you have the more safer PvP zones, and then the crazy PvP zones. And if you die here, you lose half of your gold in your inventory. That's everything, half of your gold. So if you have 1,000, you will have back 500. That's how it is. So nothing more than that. But very fun zone and enjoyable. Then we have the factions versus factions. Right now we don't have anything in here, but you can see here it says coming soon. But it's gonna be very hardcore, you can say, in-game wars between the factions, where you can get points and stuff like that. And it can have different rules. It could, for example, have that you lose all your inventory. So everything you have in your inventory, everything you have looted, you will lose that. But not equipped gear, not the items you actually have equipped, but like the items you have in your inventory. For example, here in Guild vs Guild, we right now have the campaign called Drex, and right we have one for Europe, US, and US, well, West and East. And this Drex mission here, if you die in this one, you basically lose everything you have in your inventory. Not your items you have on, but basically what you just have in your inventory. So if you click on Drex for fun, you can see this is the like the mission for what it's about. It's spring and the campaign is still running for 20 days. It requires you to be level 25. It has PvP and it's equipable items only. Characters can only bring equipable items into this campaign. So basically you can only take in items which you can put on. And then you have also import tokens. Basically every time you put in, if you come in with items on, then each of the items will use an import token. This means that you cannot leave and join it all the time with like different items. You could, for example, go in and sell and stuff like that. No, you can only have a limited number of times you can take in different items. Not sure why that system is there, but that's how it works. Then we can say campaign rewards. We can see what does actually. And again, it's very important to notice here that this is guild versus guild. So basically it's all the big guilds in this game who are fighting. So let's go in here and say map and scoreboard. Here we have it. This is all the worlds. And keep in mind, this inside each of these, you have like massive battles. You have like forts you can control, points you can control, all these small waypoints here you can control. There's like tons of things. So in each of these, a big battle is happening. And if we open the leaderboard and go to Conquest, we can see right now Vanguard is winning quite big right now. But again, keep in mind, it's only 20 days. Well, sorry, we still have 20 days back, which means there's plenty of time. And then you can see, depending on how many things they have conquered, they are going to earn 60 points every hour. So let's say if they lost, let's say, this big castle or fort they have here, then it will probably go down to something lower with points. But depending on how much they have, the more they get. Then again, we also have events in here where you get like, you can see here, also again, items you get from these zones here are also again multiplied if you want to have like points and stuff like that. It could also be that there's actually like a fight over a city. For example, here we have a fort. Forts are structures that can be captured during an active siege by killing the guards and standing in the captive circle. Holding a fort grants the owner capture points and building the materials over time. Building a fort's wooden walls add extra defense, but can be destroyed by attackers with regular weapons. So basically, today, well, this is repeats every 7 days. Yeah, so this has happened today, but in 7 days, for example, again, you can have a fight over this castle, stuff like that. I might say something, but yeah, so you can see there's like timers for when each forts are going to be attacked. And again, you can see here, for example, here at this time there was a war against KDS, because KDS, they controlled this fort and stuff like that. So you always know when you are like vulnerable and can be attacked, and when there's actually like an event for it. So pretty cool. Then we have Divine Favor, which is like things you can do that will give your guild points, because if you don't have enough big groups to actually control like bases, then you have these things you can do which give you points. For example, this one, +1 to 5 to participate in guild that sacrifice the most griffin artifacts to any god per member. So you could, for example, get a point for that, or a wealth card is also here. And you can see in 3 days these cards are disappearing. So for example, my group could say, okay, let's become this one. 1 to 5 participating guild that sacrifice the most griffin artifacts to any god per member. I mean, so that doesn't really mean you have to be like 100 people, because it's the 5 top members in the guild who does it. Oh, yeah, you can also read these, but this is changing for every season in there. And then of course rewards for the best guild. But I'm not here to teach you everything about this, because I'm not an expert on this. I just know what it is. So, but this is the world you can play in right now. Again, you have to play a world where you have your own stuff. You can also say I want to see all. And then I can see here we have some trader hubs, so you can basically go in and buy item. And again, my kingdom. Starting world, where you start, you learn, you level up, you get the basic equipment, all that. Faction versus faction, and guild versus guild. This is also the place right now where you get most experience, or like best items and stuff like that, and highest items you can get like from crafting and stuff like that. So yeah, it's I think you get what I mean now. So this is the world. This is the world you can choose between. So if you have been confused what is all this, I hope that my explanation now have told you what basically this is, as a small understanding. So thanks for watching, everyone. It was a pleasure making this video. I hope I didn't make you even more confused than you were before, but this is the world in the game, and I'm glad here to help you. So thanks for watching, everyone. It was a pleasure making this video. Have a nice day, and see you on another video. Bye.